I turn that shit up, man.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Tryna catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought it was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fight. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? A-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK or anybody kill. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. 7.62 gon' split em. LN, that's for any fuck, nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner. 5.0, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple off Draco. I got them all, you don't want no. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I can leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Bow, bow, bow. What's good, people? What's up, everybody? We blow that smoke today. Salute to my guy, all things. Always in first, always last. Nate Dogg, my G. Peace and blessings. OTB, my homie. What's up? My contagious adversary. EBT Sweat a Lot. Peace and blessings, King Ariana, the lovely queen. Peace and blessings. Welcome. Undercard bro, what's up, bro? Long time no see. Undercard boxing in the building, the place to be. Hit dog, my guy. On that straight hit dog, it makes them all go crazy. You feel me? Peace and blessings, King. And I think that's everybody right now. All right, yeah. What's going on, people? First thing I want to sit there and say right here. Batman and Robin is back. Yes. Batman and Robin is back. The Teen Titans are go. Yes. It's official. Blu-Ray and Errol are back. At first they said it was a speculation. At first Blu-Ray said it's temporary. Now it's official. They are back. And they're better than ever. People don't realize Blu-Ray makes machines out of people. He don't need the machines. And you know he's about to put Errol on a regiment with the right supplements to help him out. Because you know, Blu-ray and them take supplements too. They take enhancers too. But it's not PEDs. Like I say, it's not the PEDs. These are legal enhancements. And he's going to get Errol in tip-top shape. And we're going to get this fight. And it's going to be great. And I don't quote me on this, but I had a source that said the fight will be happening at 154. That's what they said. Because if Terrence Crawford fights at 147, then he's forced to fight Boots. So I think he's taking the easy way out, the slime way out, and going up and fighting Errol at 154. So that's a win for us. You know what I'm saying? Because don't nobody want that young smoke with that boy Boots. Boots, David Morrell. They are the Canelo and Errol of the future. They the ones that's gonna be doing the Canelo and Errol numbers because they are the Canelo and Errol. Oh, you do too, D? Yeah, I take a lot of them too, Nate Dogg, D1. Key Alexander, she's gonna be a little bit late. She's finishing up with her client, but you know, I hold it down. GM Vegas, 144K. Salute, King. Mr. 144K. That's a lot of bank. I would love to put that all on a fight. You feel me? But yeah, Regis is giving out a lot of backlash for this Devin Haney fight. But hey, I just got one thing to say. Freako Fly, salute, King. Peace and blessings. I got one thing to say, right? Tank Davis, strap season, salute, King. Akilla Nutter, salute, King. A lot of people right now saying Devin Haney is popping right now. They say, and I'm not hating on Devin Haney and that, and I'm about to show y'all a comparison. A lot of people saying, yeah, you know, Devin Haney trending, so you know he must be lit because everybody talking about him, right? Tank Davis just put out a boxing video. It was 7 seconds of him hitting the mitts. He put out a video for 7 seconds of him hitting the mitts. It went viral. It's on every station that you look at. It's on ESPN. It's on every boxing channel just about. Like, Tank went viral with just punching the damn pads. Yes, you can look it up. It's even on Boxing Scene, all the places. They got Tank working out with the pads. That's when you know you viral. That's when you know you the face. Devin is putting out training videos every day, and it's not making no type of buzz. Tank puts out a 7-second video. No evidence, my guy. You in here. You caught it, baby. Yeah, you caught it, Pimpin'. Peace and blessings, King. But yeah, Tank Davis makes a 7-second video hitting the pads, and it's worldwide viral. Now, yes, he did, GM. A1 Hoop Zone. Peace and blessings, King. And hey, I'm glad you're doing better. A1, you gotta be careful with them ATVs, man. You know, my first time on one of them motherfuckers, I downshifted and shifted from first to fourth, and that thing flipped on me. I said, whew, that's some power. Brian King, peace and blessings. Salute, King. But yeah, like I was saying, that is the true star power right there. That's when you know you it. Not when you posting training videos every day. They're not getting more than 10, 20,000 views. But when you can put on a 7-second video of you just punching pads, and it's going around the world. It's even in Japan trending. Like, Tank is trending everywhere right now. We're just punching the pads. Need we say more? And this is the guy you need to be boxing. This is the face of boxing. This is who you're supposed to be waiting for a fight. This is who you're supposed to be calling out, running to the fight. And not completely sure, but I have it in good faith. Tank next fight is gonna be a hell of a fight, y'all. It ain't people approves. it's rumored that Tank's next fight is gonna break the bank, people. He's thinking of doing another $1 million buy pay-per-view with this next fight. But I'm gonna tell y'all like this: Ryan Garcia's setting up the Now there gonna be no Chris Colbert, nigga. Ryan Garcia set up to break the bank too, because after this fight with Duarte, he's calling for Teofimo, and Ryan made a shot at Devin too. He's saying, "I'm fighting a great fighter like Duarte, but I'm not putting it on pay-per-view because a lot of these fights out here aren't pay-per-view worthy." Now, if you look at it, Ryan versus Duarte could be like Devin because the dude is 26-1 with 21 knockouts. And Ryan, he's got ain't he like 23-0? I mean 23-1 with like 20 knockouts. So it's a Dante, salute, King. Mike Rhythm, peace and blessings, King. So technically, we could throw that on. Yeah, Ryan did duck Devin frequent. Ain't no lie. But now Ryan can A-side the shit out of Devin. So he ducked Devin to make that bad. He made a good career move. But yeah. Well, Brian, you know, Ryan done called out Tio. But yeah, what I was gonna say, Ryan said these fights shouldn't be pay-per-view. And he said he's not even trying to tax the viewers like that. This great fight he's having with Oscar Duarte, he's leaving it on free TV. And he alluded to the fact that Regis and Devin should have been on free TV as well, but we're not going to do that because, you know, the man making moves, we're not going to hate against that. But Ryan and Oscar De La Hoya did not speak. Oscar stood behind Oscar Duarte the whole time, like he was promoting that fighter. Him and Ryan got real beef over there. Nick J, peace and blessings. Nick J, he's the A-side of Devin. It's no comparison. The man just came off of doing a $1.6 million pay-per-view. He's the A-side to everybody 140, not Tank. And that's facts. Just like people saying Terrence would be A-side against people. Come on now. We're not going to start capping now, Nick J. You know I respect you and I care. And I listen to you in Boxiana, but we're not about to cap. Ryan is the A-side. The man got 20 million followers. He's 20 million followers. Ryan just came off a 1.6 pay-per-view. Ryan just came off 1.6 pay-per-view. Devin just came off 150,000. He's the A-side. He's the A-side. Ryan's the A-side to everybody not named Tank. From 146 down. From 146 down, that's Ryan. I'm not going off Nick J. I said I'm not going to let it cap because Devin, yes, Devin's good, but we've seen his numbers. Errol was the A-side to the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight. But now people trying to say Bud's a star because of the numbers that him and Errol put up. Right, Nick J? They attributed it to Bud. They attributed Bud with part of them victories, right? But if we last remember, Bud did under 10,000 his last pay-per-view. With BLK Prime, I think he did around 6,500. They had to go bankrupt for the 12th time. But they gave him the numbers. Just like when Keith Thurman fought with Pacquiao, they did 588,000. Keith Thurman got them numbers right there. Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia did 350. Yeah, exactly. GMS Vegas, sit down. First time Tank did those numbers was going against Ryan. Yes, it's a combination of their fan base. Ryan Garcia could be the face of boxing, Nick J, when he signs with Floyd Mayweather. Ryan has a hell of a fan base. His fan base just been telling him to fight somebody, and that's the problem. He ain't never fight nobody until he fought Tank. Ryan was responsible for the zone getting over 100 and some thousand. Ryan chose not to do pay-per-view, Nick J. He said some fights shouldn't be pay-per-view. He said he's not going to tax the fans for a fight that he don't see pay-per-view worthy. He said Devin and them shouldn't be pay-per-view. But Ryan and Duarte's already sold out. But you have to associate this too, Nick J. Tank, his biggest payday, I mean, his biggest thing was 312,000 without Ryan. Ryan has 20 million followers on social media. They went on Castanet. They went on Twitch. They did all that with that Aiden Ross gender person. And they did with the Aiden Ross gender person. It's all about getting a dancing partner, Nick J. Like Errol Spence, before him and Mikey Garcia got together, Mikey Garcia never touched $1 million. Him and Errol Spence fought, they got 17 million apiece. What I'm saying is, if you got the great dance partner, then it goes. But Ryan is also a star as well. Take the series up on the pot. What up, man?
What up with it, brother?
So I can't call it. Sitting here, trying to get right real quick. What's good? Talking to the lovely Nick J. Talking to the lovely Nick J out here.
Yeah, I heard y'all chopping it up about Ryan.
Yeah.
What up, Nick?
Like, honestly, I'm gonna be 100% real. 95% of the pay-per-views that we got right now are not pay-per-view worthy. Really. I remember, I might be older than a lot of people because I'm 42 and I'm 41. The year ain't changed yet. I turned 42 in February. But HBO used to play all these, man. HBO had Roy Jones versus James Toney, the number 1 and number 2 pound for pound fighters. That wasn't even pay-per-view. You feel me? Like, it used to be hard to get pay-per-view back in the day. Now everybody getting pay-per-view. Like, Andy Ruiz and King Kong Ortiz is doing pay-per-view. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Keith Thurman and Mario Barrios, both of them coming off losses. Both up, well, one got stopped and one got dropped to the body. They coming off doing pay-per-view. Everybody trying to be.
Put Charles Martin in a pay-per-view?
Versus who?
I want to say King Kong Ortiz.
No, it wasn't Martin and Ortiz. I thought it was the Chris Arreola guy.
I don't know. I know it was in the beginning of the year. They started off the new year with a pay-per-view.
Well, I know Andy Ruiz and King Kong did a pay-per-view.
Shit, that ain't no pay-per-view fight neither.
Nah. Benavidez versus Plant wasn't a pay-per-view. But, you know, these are good fights. And I see now that the economy has shifted, we're going to have to pay for these good fights. And I'm with it. Just like I'm going to order the Floyd fight and I'm going to order the Devin fight. I'm only ordering the Devin fight to see Andy Cruz and then watch Devin. And I'm watching that whole Floyd card. I had them on the big screen. I'm going to have Devin and them on my iPad. Because I want to see what Devin look like. Because like I tell you, he going to have Hill making this weight.
I mean, I bound because I love the sport of boxing. I support.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm buying it because Devin giving us what we asked for. Like if I ask you to give me a good fight, I mean, even though it's not pay-per-view worthy, hell, Regis is a good fighter because Regis is no name. Now Devin, he's good for pay-per-view, but Regis ain't really pay-per-view. Regis has never elevated his status. Like he never took big fights. Josh Taylor was his biggest fight. And, you know, all his fights are like come forward, sluggish fighters that stand right in front of you. You see, Zarilla was the only time he really had a decent fight, a decent fighter that was decently athletic, and he gave him fits. But, yeah, I don't think Devin and Regis is a pay-per-view fight. I feel like Devin's a pay-per-view attraction. Like I said, he did more than Bud's 4 pay-per-views on his first try. Bud did 50K, 136K, 148, and under 10K. Devin did 150 his first time out. So, what anybody can say, he did better than Bud, the pound for pound number 1 fighter in the world. He did better than that. And I say like this, I would like to see Devin come up to fight Tio. That would have been a hell of a pay-per-view attraction right there, I think.
I agree because the names sell. But
Yeah, he had the
we gotta get
mandatory.
out of this format where only knockout fighters are worthy of pay-per-view. You understand?
But that's
Credentials.
not true because
Like,
Floyd,
why aren't we
Floyd,
selling the
Floyd made his biggest money
IQ
not being a
boxer?
knockout fighter. Floyd made his biggest money boxing not being a knockout fighter. He was with the Sweet Science. He fought like
We
Devin
gotta
and
quit.
Shakur fought.
Well, hold on, bro, because Floyd changed the whole demo. Yeah, I mean, Floyd changed all of it as far as the fighter being able to promote the fighter. Before Floyd, wasn't no fighters promoting themselves like
But
that.
yeah, but I was saying
That's
that
why Roy Jones
Floyd
could
wasn't
get
a
as many
knockout
fights
puncher when
as
he
he
started.
got.
I was saying Floyd wasn't a knockout puncher when he was making that big money. Like his big money fights, he wasn't a knockout fighter. He was like Devin and Shakur. He was a Sweet Science. He was swim, don't get wet type of fighter. You know, he had avoided the knockouts because his hands was brittle. You feel me? So you know his biggest fights came from him boxing and not getting hit.
And
He
I
was
get that, bro. But if Floyd is the only exception that we can have for us being able to sell the IQ boxer, then we have to do better about selling boxing, the IQ boxer. We have to do better about showing people why they are worthy of these level of fights.
I mean, well, look, Devin just did 150,000 on his first try. I mean, damn. Like hell, that's pretty good for your first pay-per-view.
Yeah, I agree. I
And
agree,
he's
bro.
not a knockout puncher. The man
But he
has
had the right dance partner as well.
exactly.
The dance partner brought
Devin
Australia.
Devin ain't knocked down a fighter in over 96 rounds, but he did 150,000 pay-per-view buys. So we are gravitating toward the hit and don't get hit fighter. And I'm pretty sure Devin and Shakur both can build up a fan base and can build up numbers. I'm pretty sure Devin and Shakur can both be pay-per-view stars. That's what I'm saying. Like, they are two fighters that are not known for knockouts. And like I said, I feel like they can do like Floyd did. Devin right now, he's marketing himself. Like, even though it's a lot of talk about him, all publicity is good publicity, even if it's bad. I can tell you that now. Like, all of it's good, even if it's bad. As long as you got people talking about you, you out there in the news. So a lot of times people don't realize, but Floyd made most of his money off of infamy. People was buying his fights to see him get his ass whooped. People wasn't supporting fight. Ryan ain't known for KOs either. Nick J. Ryan has a 90% KO rating. Let's not do that. Ryan Garcia has a 90% KO rating.
You hear me?
In the amateurs,
Yeah,
he
you
gave
ain't the
Devin
one.
3. And look, he fought Devin 6 times in the amateurs. They went 3-3. He gave Devin 3 standing 8 counts. You know what that means?
Dropped his ass.
Coach Amber, tell Nick J what the 3 standing 8 counts that Ryan did to Devin was. In amateur boxing, they don't give you knockouts, but you get standing 8 counts. Ryan did it to him 3 times.
I can't front. I'd like to see that fight though. What's up with you boys on this beautiful
What's going
Friday?
on, D1?
How y'all?
What's going on, peace and blessings?
Ain't shit. Peace and blessings to y'all boys. My
Yeah,
son
talk
got a
about
big.
Ryan ain't known
My
for
son got a
knockouts.
big
That's
ass
all that
football
man
game today.
gets.
Got a
That's
football
all
playoff
Ryan
game.
gets is knockouts. He got 3 fights that went the distance. The rest of them been knockouts.
Yeah, standing 8 count in the amateurs means it's a knockdown. Like when you can't take anymore, the ref steps in and gives you a standing 8 count. It's part of the
Peace and
it's how
blessings, Shawa. Hold on one second. Peace and blessings, Shawa. Allah, Queen. Peace and blessings. Queen, peace and
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you there, Nick J. I'm just saying
body.
my standpoint.
Peace and blessings. All right, that's
My
everybody.
standpoint, bro, is that we got to do better about selling the IQ boxer. Like, because if you look at what people say about Devin, about Floyd, they say that they be running. They say that they be on their horse. So they don't even know how to appreciate the sweet science of boxing. Is my problem. You understand?
Yeah, nobody ever gave a shit about
hold on
that.
1 second. Hold on 1 second. He didn't fight Devin because hell, he ducked him. I'm not Nick J, I don't cap. I keep it all the way 100, balls and strikes. That's all upper echelon do. The reason why Ryan didn't fight Devin for the BC belt is because he ducked him. I'm not gonna make no excuse. I'm not gonna say nothing else. He ducked him. What else you want me to say?
Too.
So
He duck tank too.
Yeah, he ducked Tank a few times. Hell, Ryan Garcia ducked was it JoJo Diaz? Like he felt like he wasn't ready. That's why he didn't fight him. But it was a great business move because he turned around and made $30 million versus Tank. I mean, shit. But he is known for knockouts though, because hell, he only got 3 fights that went the distance. Plus, right now, Ryan Garcia looks great. I'm gonna tell you like this now. Ryan and Devin will be a hell of a fight right now. Like before the Barrios fight, I was privy enough to be on FaceTime, and I told everybody about Ryan stopped Ugas in the 3rd round. Like Ryan was sparring with Yordenis Ugas before his Barrios fight, and I let my family in here know. Shit, Ryan is a beast now. He stopped Ugas with a straight right to the body. Coach James ties Ryan. His first month, Coach James had Ryan's left arm tied to his waist, and had him fighting with just his right hand. And working his chin and everything. I talk to Derrick James a lot. That's my guy. But yeah, he got Ryan in there looking good. Plus Ryan working with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather trying to get him out that deal and sign him to Mayweather Promotions, which would be big because Floyd Mayweather knows that Ryan is a pretty boy. He got a 20 million following on social media, and he knows just like Oscar was the golden boy, he has the complexion for the connection. He got the color to make them love him. And they can push them out there because one of our people like Devin, Shakur, or Tank, they're not going to follow behind like that. And yes, Nick J, Devin has a right to be a pit review star. That's what I was just alluding to, but you're not listening to me. I sat there and said Devin can be like Floyd. I sat there and said Floyd got most of his money off of infamy. And like I just said, Devin's in the news a lot. And I said, not all is good. And I said, hold on. I said, all publicity is good publicity, even if it's bad publicity. It's good publicity because it got people talking. And Devin can get to the fact where people will raise him in infamy like they did with Floyd. Most of Floyd's money came from people wanting to see him get his ass whooped. And Devin can go about that way as well and have people want to see him get his ass whooped, and he can make a killing if he can whoop their ass. That's what I'm saying. Bullet, yeah, Ryan beats Hill right now.
I think Ryan beats them all besides Tank. But we'll see.
I've always felt like Ryan.
Like I said, Ryan looks good right now, and he's big and stronger. I wouldn't put him up against Matias right now. Matias is something different right now. Matias, like if anything, I would rather see Devin versus Matias because Devin's a bigger guy and Matias is a big guy. And like I said, I told people, I say when Devin acclimates to there, I say he's gonna have fun at 140 for his 2 fights. Because like I said, I don't think Devin can stay there for more than 2 fights. People gonna see Devin's still 25 pounds overweight. He's still 25 pounds off weight. Now Devin's a big guy. I think he's gonna go to 154, 147. He's gonna peak out at them 2 weights. But Devin's gonna also be like Bud. You see Bud's power increased as he went up in weight. See, Devin was killing himself making 135, so he was draining himself, so his power was being drained and all that. So I feel like at 140, Devin should be a bigger puncher.
I feel like we should have had a problem with Dev and Shakur big ass fighting little bitty ass 135ers.
Facts, homie.
We gave them the utmost respect. We gave them all type of credit. Big ass nigga too. They walking in there 2 times bigger than everybody they fight.
Yeah, both of them.
That's their talent.
Look, Shakur and Devin both are above 160. When Shakur fought Valdez, that nigga was about 165 in that fight. You see, he even had a little fat hanging on the side.
Facts. You can't tell me Devin ain't 180 pounds.
Yeah.
My bad. Devin big, boy. And he said 160 on the talk show. So if he's saying I'm a big 160, add 20 to that shit. Every one of them. They all say they're lighter than they are. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
They said, Devin, how much you weigh? He said the right weight. Devin said the right weight.
Yeah, he said the right weight. I'm a big 160. Like, what?
That's a problem for me, bro. When
me too, homie. I don't know.
That's why I don't know. So great because look, Floyd had to gain weight to fight fighters. Like Floyd is a natural welterweight. He walks around 140, 144. He had to gain weight to go up and fight at 152. He had to gain weight to fight at 147. That man right there is an animal because he's the only person in boxing besides Deontay Wilder who is punching up.
Straight
Deontay
up.
Wilder punching up because he's really a cruiserweight slash bridgerweight.
Could have been a lightweight.
Way bigger than them.
Could have
And
been a
that's
light
all
heavyweight.
the squad in here. And look,
Could have been for sure.
Then they short Deontay Wilder's greatness. And this is what they can't never say to me, because they never gave my man his flowers and everything. But as soon as Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder, oh, he's the best of all times. He's the greatest. Only person he beat was Wilder. So you admitting that Wilder was a world beater, that y'all motherfuckers were scared of Wilder. That's what I'm saying. So you admitting that Wilder was the stuff. And see, now they don't want to do that though. And like that motherfucker Teddy Atlas, he talking about, now I can give Wilder his flowers. Teddy Atlas, fuck you. Sorry my language, but Teddy Atlas, fuck you. You gonna sit there and tell him now that Wilder lost, you can give him his flowers? Man, I would have spat on that dude, bro. Like, go ahead, man. My bad. That shit pissed me off. I seen that interview, and Teddy Atlas like, yes, now Wilder's a good guy. Now I can respect him. Now I can like Wilder as a fighter. It's see, because our boxers, like I vouch for all of my people. If Devin Haney, Shakur, even Bud Crawford, even though he does a lot of diva-like material, I always go for all my people right there, because if we don't go for our people, nobody else will go for our people. That's one. For two,
that's facts.
When our people have that O right there, it makes them feel lesser than people. Like it makes them feel insecure, because you got a young brother out here who's undefeated and is out here doing their business. And like I said, I wish that our fighters would get it in and stop going back forth against each other, because look, we the only people that get shamed for rooting for our people. And we the only ones that break down and start a war over our people. You can like Devin and you can like Shakur. Why do you have to choose? You can like the sport of boxing. Period. You can like the moves that Devin doing. You can like what Shakur doing, and you can think about what they're gonna have in the future when they go up there and fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why people always figure you gotta pick and choose a fighter. Why do we have to pick and choose our people when everybody else rock with their whole team? Like, why we can't rock with Tank? Why we can't rock with Devin? Why we can't rock with Shakur? They're all great fighters. Why we can't give them all their flowers? Why do we have to tear one to big up the next one? Well, that's what I don't understand. And that's what I hate about the boxing sports right now. Because I respect all my brothers. I keep it all the way 100 when all of them. Tank F up, I tell you. Shakur F up, I tell you. Errol, my guy. I started my channel behind Errol. If he mess up, I tell you. I mean, because I favor some boxers over another, but I don't favor no boxer above boxing. Because boxing is the sport that I love. That's the sport I used to be in. Like, I put blood, sweat, and tears for boxing, so nobody's above boxing, period. I don't care who you is. Nobody's above boxing. And if you out of line, then you out of pocket, for real. And I just wish we could come together as fan base instead of being so toxic, trying to tear each other down, and we come together and promote our feet and promote our kings together. Like, promote each of them together so that they can come together and be more fruitful, instead of we desegregating each other and, well, we rock with Hayne, we can't rock with them. Or we rock with Sure, we can't rock with them. Why we just can't rock with them all, and they all can get their bag, because we all supporting them all, and we supporting greatness in the ring. The hell what they doing outside the ring, because a lot of them doing some fanboy fun dummy stuff, you know. But you gotta realize they still kids. Look, they still kids though, man. They still under the age of 25 and shit. Like, they still kids. Like, you know, my kids do a lot of that stuff sometimes. Like, hell, I'm in my 40s. It took me to my 30s to really buckle down and get my stuff on straight. You feel me? For real. But like, we gotta realize these are kids. They gonna make mistakes. They learning the business. I just feel like, you know, we should support them inside the ring. And if they doing a lot of toxic stuff outside the ring, I say let it fly if it don't apply.
Facts. More facts, G.
But
salute Jonathan Parks.
A lot of that come from people who used to boxing in its glory stage, when you could be an Aaron Pryor fan and a Marvin and a Sugar Ray Leonard fan. You could be a fan of Marvin Hagler, and you understand, because you were sure that they was gonna fight each other. So you was able to be fans of both of these people. Now we've come to a point as fans where we don't know if these fights is gonna happen.
Exactly.
So it's easy to choose it. So you have to choose a side just to push the fight to happen.
Hell, my favorite fighter was Roy Jones. I was upset when Tarver knocked him out, bro.
Sick about it.
Really messed up when Tarver knocked him out, but I had to respect Tarver's greatness, because hey, he stopped my guy Roy. And even though I didn't like Tarver, I showed him respect. So I found out he had PEDs. Then I felt like that's the only reason he beat Roy. But we're not gonna go there.
Man, bro, I'm a Pernell Whitaker fan.
Sweet
I
Pete.
hated more than when Pernell Whitaker got cheated by Chavez. I felt
Then
like
De La Hoya.
He got
won
cheated
that
by
fight.
few
He got
times.
cheated by De La Hoya. But I don't discredit Oscar De La Hoya's greatness. Shit, Oscar fought them all. You can't knock Oscar.
Oscar's a great man. A guy that will step in the ring with anybody. I have no choice but to put my money up in support. Like
You're right,
Barrios.
Nick J.
That dude step in and fight anybody. Any of the fighters that will step in and fight anybody, I have to support them. I've bought every single pay-per-view for the last 20 years. Got receipts for that shit. I post the receipts on YouTube on a short. If people are really
I even bought all Buzz fights. I even almost got double. If
Me
I didn't
too.
pay card, they tried to double charge my shit, dog.
I bought the BLK Prime joint. Got a subscription just for that.
They tried to double charge my prepaid card. It was lucky it was only $20-something left on it because they tried.
Straight up.
Nick J, I just dropped the link, Nick J. You can hop on up here.
They tweeted to Undercard Boxing, like, my bad, Undercard, we double charge you or some shit. I remember when it happened. We was in the chat, maybe Just Do or something. Undercard was bitching that they charged them twice for it. They only charged me once. But
that whole boy, salute, King.
I agree, they are kids, you understand? And
well, no, they ain't kids, they right. They young adults.
They young, are middle-aged adults. I agree.
I couldn't
agree more.
Childhood, because I know when I was boxing, I didn't have a childhood. So, a lot of them still kind of mentally young. A lot of them mentally still young and stuff. But, they still got to learn from their mistakes. They're going to make mistakes.
But we have to hold them accountable inside the ring as well. When these fighters ain't getting better, when you going out and you continuously making the same mistakes, we will not praise you. I
won't. When you sit out dumb stuff and a fool out of us and making us all look bad, nah.
Tank fights Pitbull. I won't be supporting that fuck shit at all.
Bud, I wanted to rock with Bud. I did, even though he beat my guy Spence. I wanted to. But then he's steady, and I'm thinking, okay, after the fight, okay, Bud about to start standing on business. The man not even standing on business. He keep doing all this other stuff right there, and I just can't rock with him.
Not even standing on his word that he said to everybody that watched that fight. Not even standing on that.
Making 154 too. I had problems making 147 too.
Shit, me too.
First of all, man, the man trainer been locked up since a week after his fight.
Man, he didn't say all that then, bro.
So as far as the negotiating go, I don't know how realistic, you understand, that status that we holding him to upon the time of Bomac's release.
Man controls his destiny. His training ain't got nothing to do with that, man. Bud been doing that shit for years, bro. We not gonna sit there and act like this.
Bomac a hype man.
When somebody show you who it is, when somebody show you who they are, it's up to you to believe them. And he been showed us who he is. I just try to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's still the same.
Facts. What up, Bullet?
Same one that I told you was gonna
whoop his
ass.
With you, fella?
He's gonna whoop his ass.
Shit, man, how you doing? Ain't what up? See you
later. Walking my dog, listening to the boxing talk. I was gonna say something when y'all talking about Dev and all the other young guys, but I was letting y'all spit, because y'all got more boxing knowledge than me. I can admit it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a super old guy. I'm only 29.
Ball, bro.
Yeah, no, I already know. I already know.
All good, man. 29.
Yeah.
Just keep watching boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
opinions count.
Say that shit again,
I said all opinions matter here. You feel me? Like it ain't nobody's knowledge better than the next, or nobody's opinion better than the next. We all human, bro, and we all watch the sport of boxing, so we all got an opinion.
And it's something that all of us don't know. Shit,
yeah,
we all
might see something that we don't see.
You.
That's why I say you might see something I don't see. I might have missed something.
That's
why a lot of fighters have more than one coach, because one person might miss something and the other person might see it valuable that they missed. So it's always good to have two eyes or more. Just like it's good to have more than one point of view. So go ahead, bro. Rock out with Black all day, even at night.
Yo, you see what Arena talking about?
You say what?
See what Arena talking about? Tank posted he wants Devin next. He's tired of the talking.
Hey,
What?
man.
I'm
Hey,
tired
look,
of
if
talking
Tank
from
want Devin,
him.
I hope Tank go up to 148.
Please tell me he posted that shit somewhere.
Yeah, I believe he
That's
But
what I want
posted
too.
if
it
Tank start
because he
hollering
know
at
that Devin about to
rehydration and
fight
stuff like that,
Regis.
I'm not gonna
This is
respect it.
typical
I
Tank
mean,
shit.
look, Tank, you the man. You say you the man. I want you to go up there and show that man because
Fucking facts.
yeah, like I want to see me. I want the best fighting the best at their
At their
best.
best. Straight
At
up.
their best, yes. I don't want you to have an advantage over nobody. Like that's why I want to see Tank and Ryan without the weight clause as well. Like I don't want you to be having an advantage. I don't want there to be said that there was an advantage. Fight a man at their best. Fight them at their best. It's a true test. I was 16-0 as a fighter with 12 knockouts before I destroyed my hand. And if y'all on here, I
That's
showed
what's
y'all
up.
my hand where I done broke that thing in 118 places. But
Yeah, damn.
yeah, I hit a dude in the head and it shattered. They said it popped like a daggone dynamite. But
Fucking yeah.
Got
fighting the Mexican.
turn your wrist down.
Hot ass head.
Yeah, I hit him with a 1-3 combo, and I hit him with the left,
Coming up. I already know.
and he was falling when I was coming with the straight right. I was coming with the straight right, but I was already into it. Like I had already turned my hips, and I had already.
Yeah, and you was punching up. See, now we gonna teach y'all about the science of boxing. I
Yeah,
can
I had
tell you
already. I
exactly
had already.
how he was punching him and how he broke his hand because you punched down. This is
Yeah,
how
he
you
was
fight.
shorter than me as well. See, it's hard to fight people shorter than you. That's why Tank knew better with people taller than him. But I was fighting a person shorter than me, and so I caught him with a left hook. And the left hook, I guess, hit him harder than I thought, and he was going down. But as I threw the left hook, I had already twisted my hip to the right and stepped forward and fired off a straight right. And I had fired off a straight right, and as my straight right was coming into contact with him, because I was coming through his mouth, as my straight right was coming to connect, it caught him in the top of the forehead because he dropped like a bag of bricks, and my hand exploded on his forehead. I used to punch with over 800 psi, and my hand exploded.
You a bad boy, man.
The
Bad
power
boy.
mean nothing, boy. When you don't punch right, boy, you will tear your body up, man. I'm telling you right
Yep.
now. It's a difference between punching and striking. You can
Yep.
punch somebody in the back of the head. You could punch somebody from any angle, but once you strike somebody and you turn that wrist down,
Yeah, I
Well,
turned the wrist
your
dead.
hate
your
them.
your pinky and your ring finger ain't even connected to your wrist bone. They're the two
Well, see,
easiest.
I
They're
got
the
a metal
two
plate
easiest
over my
bones
whole. I got a
to
metal
break.
plate over my hand, and I had to get.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I got a titanium plate over my hand, over my
Yeah.
my fifth, fourth, and third hand fingers over the
That's why
wrist part.
they ain't trying to see you in no boxing ring.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to go no box no more.
Smashing
But I had to
people
get
up
a
with the
plate put over
titanium.
there, and I had over 60 pins put in there. But yeah,
Let's go. I hope Tank posted some shit like that.
The only thing about the Tank situation is, like I was, I'll be telling, I told KO the other on his other show.
I
I was
seen
like, you
that
know
shit.
what, man, I'm I'm over that, that whole Devin, because the Devin they gonna build up, oh he lying and all that stuff. All these guys say things, and we hold all the boxers to their words. I understand, but I've already admitted I know for a fact that Devin is staying at 140. I know this. So and if Tank want to fight him, or whatever, I'm not even trying to just put it on him. If the fight happened, I feel like the fight will happen at 140. But I'm no longer focusing on the 135 guys. I'm looking at Subriel Matias and Teofimo Lopez after Devin, beat Regis. I feel like he's gonna win, but Regis is a bad boy. You know what I'm saying? I hope Devin get him. After he beat him, I'm looking at Subriel Matias, and I want to see his energy towards
He
Devin
do
Haney.
that. He do
Devin
that.
is. I mean, Regis is a
I'm in the
bad
club,
boy.
dog. He
Regis
do
is a
that
bad
shit. I'm
boy,
in.
right?
Yeah.
But he hasn't fought an athletic fighter.
No,
Not
I
one.
agree. I'll just say
Athletic
that to give
fights.
him respect, so when Devin beat him, I don't want nobody to take credit from him.
Yeah,
You
man.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Now y'all learning. That's what I'm
Now we
talking
ain't gonna
about.
take no credit from him, but I'm just saying styles make fights and matchups.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I
Devin
think Devin's
should
feet
he
work too
should
quick.
outclass this guy.
Man, I
Yeah.
I
watched a
said
lot of
this
tape.
once, I've said it twice, I've said it numerous of times. 130 division, the 140, the 154, 168. Well, not the 168, but the 130, the 140, the 154. These are all segue divisions. They're segue divisions because people in the 130, they're too heavy for 126, but they're not good enough for 135. People in 140 are not good enough for 147, but they're too heavy for 135. And the people in 140 are 154 are too heavy for 147, but they're not good enough for 160.
Yeah, those are facts.
That's why you have divisions that's called the premier divisions, the elite divisions.
And if you go back in the 3-belt era, these weren't even divisions.
Exactly. They weren't divisions. So
these wasn't even belts.
You don't really see big fights in those divisions. And Regis is a lifetime 140 pounder. He could have been moved to 147, but he decided to stay at 140. And while he stayed at 140, he had the top fighters that they have. See, a great fighter, that's why I said Devin's not going to be at 140 for long, because great fighters don't stay in them divisions. Them divisions is like purgatory. You might stay there just to get you a fight or two, just to build up to get ready for the next division, but that's not a place that you want to call home. And as big as Devin is, he's going to have problems making this 140 weight. Watch what I tell y'all.
Facts.
He probably going to fight twice, and then he's going to 147. So I hope after this Regis fights, he does holler at Tank and they get something together. And I hope it's at 140 at Devin's best, so it can't be no problems. I want no excuses, and I want to see the best fight the best at the best.
Period.
And if Devin don't accept that, I'm gonna give him hell. If Tank don't follow through what he say, I'm gonna give him hell. Time is enough. And I'm gonna tell you like this: even if Devin fights Tank and loses, his stock is gonna rise.
Through the
Everybody
roof.
that's fought Tank has become that much bigger since. Roland Romero gets knocked out by Tank. His next fight, he becomes a champion in the next division. Isaac Cruz got beat by one hand, thoroughly, 10-2. They call him the Mexican. They call him the Mexican Mike Tyson. Leo Santa Cruz got knocked out. He became bigger. Hector Garcia got knocked out. He became bigger. Like Mario Barrios got knocked out. He gets a WBC interim title shot with Keith Thurman next. Then he gets an interim title belt 2 fights later. Like Tank boosters your stock. And Ryan Garcia, he just did 1.6 million with Tank, and it boosted his star power as well. So if Devin fought Tank, it's gonna boost his legacy. It's gonna boost his star power to where he wins or loses. It's a win-win situation. Plus, he's gonna get that bag.
Yeah, and we know that.
John Kramer, salute, King. Peace and
blessings.
blessings.
What's dope about boxing. Yeah, I mean, your loss.
You get credit for fight. Canelo's biggest fight. Canelo's biggest fight. Hold on one second. I'm gonna let you rock, OTB. Canelo's biggest fight of his career. Man got almost 70 fights. Is a loss versus Floyd Mayweather. That made him the biggest and made him the brightest star that he's ever been, losing to Floyd Mayweather. Go ahead, OT.
Nah, I was just saying, like, shit, in boxing, bro, that's what's great about boxing. Your wins is only as good as the person's success after you beat them. Shit, if you walk a person out of boxing, that's why our O's don't stick around no more to get walked out by these young guys. We missing something in that, because now our young guys not getting, that experience with that old fighter who fighting just to stay alive within the sport. So they don't know what it takes to really take a man out of this sport, to really break a man's will until they face with that type of adversity. But your wins is only as good as the person's success after you beat them. When y'all getting this young, like shit. In the NFL, once we beat you, it's over. We 1-0 against you. It don't matter if you lose the rest of your games or win. That win is going towards us making the playoffs, us going to the NBA the same way.
You always get another chance in basketball and football, but that's why I think boxers aren't as quick to do something like that and fight the best of the best because they think their stock's gonna fall. Well, in this case, don't nobody's stock fall with Tank. I've seen one other boxer have popularity like this, and it's Mike Tyson. That's it. Coming up, Floyd Mayweather got popular, but not popular like Tank. Like his stock is going way up. He could be the largest superstar boxing's ever seen. He's just got to fight the best now. That's period, point blank, and at their best too. Don't be surprised if he tells Devin this shit's at 135, no rehydration clause, and Devin will probably decline it, and we probably won't get it. I'm just saying, fighting Tank is a win-win, no matter where he's got to do it. I just hope it's at its best. That's it. I'm done. I'm done with that one.
Shout out
Devin
to
gonna
my
win that
boy
fight.
Ron the Plug. He say shout out to the Dream Team. Peace and blessings, Ron. Peace and blessings. I don't want him to fight Devin at 135. I would have a problem with it.
I don't either. I just think that's what Tank's gonna say. You know what I mean? I'm just saying he's probably gonna say 135. That's where I'm at. You were undisputed. You were here for 7 years, and now you're bouncing to 140 and telling everybody you can't make it. It's kind of bogus.
I don't think he'll do that though, honestly, bro. I feel like Tank will listen to the fans because he got a lot of flack from the Ryan Garcia Joe.
I hope so. I hope he does that.
You hope he does it? I don't.
I hope he goes to 140 and fight him. I want to see the best of the best at their fucking best. I'm just saying.
Exactly. If he fights him at 140, like he did Barrios.
Yeah. But he put a rehydration clause on Barrios. But people put too much stock into that bullshit rehydration clause because a fighter should never be draining more than 10 pounds to get in the ring.
A lot of people put stock on their rehydration clause, but damn, like 10 pounds heavier, you're in the welterweight division. Like that's what people are looking at. Like Ryan Garcia had a 10-pound hydration clause from 136, right?
Yeah,
that's 1 pound under welterweight. Nigga, you fighting at 136. Like people don't realize, like when Devin and Shakur come difference they over 160. They over 160. Loma talk about this, crush the legs and peace and blessings, homie. Loma talk about this ain't no lightweight. This a heavyweight.
Yeah, he's a big boy, man. You shouldn't be shaving all that fucking weight just to gain an advantage, because that's ultimately what you're doing. When you're fighting down at them lower weights, I get it. You make it at first, but when you start to shave all this moisture out of your body just to get another 2 pounds out, what are you essentially doing? You're trying to have a reach advantage, a size advantage. I'm not just talking about Devin. I'm talking about every single fucking fighter that does it. It's at this point, like how much they shave, it's appalling. It's like, why? Just why don't both of you fucks say we're going to fight at this weight? That's why I think we're seeing catch weights and shit more.
It's backfired too.
That shit becomes sad for the sport of boxing.
It does, bro. And we don't get the best. We don't get the best performances.
If they fight elite fire, that shit'll backfire on them though. Because if you look at Terrence Crawford versus Gamboa, right? Terrence Crawford, he crushed down to that weight, and you see his punch resistance was gone. You see, Gamboa was able to rock him. And you know, when you dehydrate yourself like that to make those smaller weights, you lose your punch resistance. You lose a lot of your strength. That's why Errol, when he's fighting, like he spars light heavyweights and heavyweights, right? And that's when he's around 170, 165.
He's like around at 170 something. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he be sparring light heavyweights in them at that weight. But because that is a light heavyweight weight. But when he shrinks down to 147, his power is not the same.
It's not. And that's why they ultimately do it.
That's a problem, bro. You got boxers whose whole careers is being formed by this stuff.
Facts.
You get a fighter like a Sean Porter who was a middleweight in the amateurs, but they shrink him down to 147 and make us believe that he's a lot better than he is. We can't assess talent this way.
You can't.
I want to say on behalf of Devin, though, because like a lot of people don't, not y'all, I'm just saying the casual fans and people that watch boxing. Devin is still a young guy. You know, he started at 135.
135.
You know what I'm saying? And he been here and he's still only 24. You know what I'm saying? In the case of, I'm just saying specifically Devin and Errol as well. Errol and Devin, they both wanted, you know, the accolades at this division. Now I'm not even gonna bring up, the Tank situation, all that stuff, but Devin was chasing the champions. He specifically was going for a champion. He tried to fight Teofimo. He wanted, after, because Ryan Garcia was a name. He wanted to fight him. He wanted to fight Loma. He wanted to fight Richard Comey, and then they made Jojo Diaz take Richard Comey's spot to fight Ryan Garcia, and then Ryan Garcia pulled out of that fight. Devin was actually going for the legacy in this division because this is the division he started in. And then, you build your name up. He's still young and stuff of that nature. I don't think it was necessarily just to have an advantage in terms of like reach and size and strength and all that there. I think it's just he wanted to build his potential legacy, in his own name in his division before he up and left. Just like Errol. Errol only stayed because he wanted to get, undisputed.
He wanted to get that bag. Errol said he don't even care about undisputed no more. He said it's about the money. He said it was
but I'm talking about at first though.
My thing, y'all, he walk around at 170.
Hey, look, I'm gonna say one thing,
147.
Right?
Your first fight at 154. So you got fighters who whole careers are being shifted based upon how much weight you can lose and maintain a certain performance at that weight. Versus us assessing your talent and us putting you where you are naturally.
Facts. And I know you love your guy and it's all good, but all fighters start at a division nowadays way lower than they should. The kid should have been out of 135 a while ago. And I get it. Boxing takes time, politics, all that shit. But don't be gullible. These guys are looking for an advantage in a fight, whether you know it or not. That's what fighting is made on. One side gets an advantage, the other side's gotta shock the world. It's just the way greedy promoters have set this shit up throughout their history of boxing.
And I'm gonna say something that's not.
It's sad.
I'm gonna say something that's not gonna be popular right here. You hear me?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a good thing Devin didn't fight Loma when he was younger, because the way Devin struggled with that one, it ended up 7-5. That's how I had it, 7-5. Even Devin admitted that Loma took the last round off, because I would have had it a draw if Loma would have won the last round. And Devin Haney admitted himself it would have been a draw if he would have won the last round, right? Yeah. But if Devin would have caught Loma earlier, as much as he struggled with old ass Loma, he would have took an L versus Loma, dog. Like, I'm looking at it. Like, hey, look, you see how much he struggled with the old Loma, right? And that's Loma that's lost the step. Now,
that was a good version of Loma
as he's gotten older. So if Loma would have fought Devin earlier, Devin wouldn't have been as good as he was, and Loma would have been a lot better than he was. And it wouldn't have ended good for Devin. I'm telling you.
The only thing I say about that is when Devin was trying to fight Loma, when you look, because of course, I know people gonna be like, oh, he always just talking about that. That's one of my favorite fighters. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
It's your guy. All good.
When Devin was trying to fight Loma earlier, you could look at his style. He was faster. His reflexes was of course he was younger. He was more acclimated to the weight. He was still a big kid, but he was a little bit faster and stuff like that. I felt like, he was kind of weight trained for Loma. He used that as an advantage, like y'all said.
He was.
Go ahead, my fault.
Go ahead.
I got a totally different scenario. Let's just say that Loma was 2 inches bigger and 20 pounds.
It's over. So
he whooped Devin ass. Let's say Shakur Stevenson when he fight when he fight the little Valdez boy that hit him with 8 straight right hands in one round, catching his ass with right hand. Let's say he was 20 pounds heavier and 2 inches bigger. Do we see these fighters as talented as we think they are?
What if the kid from Maryland is 2 inches taller? Are we even having this conversation about any of it? Everybody in here would be saying Tank's the man, there's no way to beat him. But that's the beauty of the little guys fighting the guys who shrink down. I like that sometimes, but I'd rather see them at their best.
That should have backfired.
Tank a big boy too.
Look at Andre Ward and Awesome Chad Dawson. Awesome Chad Dawson tried to shrink down and take advantage of Andre Ward, and you see what happened.
Yep.
If Andre Ward and Chad Dawson would have fought and Chad wasn't weight trained, I think he would have gave Ward the business. Because Chad Dawson, awesome Chad Dawson. But he shrunk down to fight Ward, and we see how that ended up. Like, hell, that's why I say boxers may shrink down, But like we played football, we had like if you was an older cat, you had to weight lesser. It's called older lighter. You had to weight lesser than the people that was younger than you because you was older, and that means your muscles was bigger, but you had to come in lighter. Like as you come in lighter, you still get hit with more weight. Like you might get a young boy that's up the weight and pop your ass. Just like you might fight an elite fighter that's right there at his weight class and you shrinking down, and he might hit you with the gusto and send your ass up out of there.
Nick J, I've been saying that for a year, Nick J. I've been saying that since I had a channel. Same day way.
Same day. Because
hey, Nick J, I'm gonna tell you why. They still got same day weigh-ins, Nick J. But I just had Coach Diaz up here. You know, the guy with David Morrell in them. He's with the Morrell camp. And I've seen the two been up there. When they have them private weigh-ins, Nick J, and this is 100% facts. We've had coaches that's in the business, plus I've seen it too. We have the private weigh-ins. That's because somebody's not making weight.
Somebody's struggling.
They know a day or two who's not going to make weight. They know in advance. Oh, yeah. That's what you do a private weigh-in.
They're monitored.
A little money gets exchanged behind the door, and your fighters able. I'm saying, bro, it's truthful. Coach Diaz explained it all.
Pay what you weigh. I believe it. It's a dirty game, homie.
Man, I've been saying that for a year since I had a
channel. If Errol and Bud,
that's what I'm talking about.
Look, if Errol and check this out, right? If Errol and Bud, because rumors was both of them missed weight. If Errol and Bud didn't make weight and had that fight, do you know how much money? Or about $100 million.
Tax the fighter.
If Devin alone,
tax the fighter.
Exactly.
Tax the fighter.
Loma even came out and said Devin missed weight. But listen, if Devin and Loma didn't get in there and fight, they would have lost a lot of money from the people that bought the fights and the tickets and the pay-per-view. So whenever they have big fights now and they don't think the person's going to make weight, that's when they have private weigh-ins because they're not going to let the weight stop the fight. It's too much money going on. It's too much gambling going on. It's big business. Boxing has been corrupted, and boxing has been ran by the mafia since the beginning. And I'm going to tell you like this, Vegas controls that, and Vegas is not about to let nobody break up the money. I don't care what nobody say. You ain't going to miss weight on a big fight. You've never seen a huge fight, motherfucker miss weight on a huge fight. Never.
There's been a couple times throughout the history of the sport.
Miss weight, AB miss weight.
Yeah, no, huge fight. Never. Yeah. It's too much greenbacks behind that shit.
When you star and when you the headliner, you're not about to miss it.
Bro, that's the problem. That's the problem with boxing. If you do miss it, the bottom line.
And if you do miss it, and see, when we used to gamble, we was high rollers, they'll let us know the fighters that didn't make weight because they would give us a certain number. And they would let us know the number of the fight if they didn't make it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, let's say the weight limit is 147, right? If the fighter didn't make the weight, they'll say he came in at 146.7. That 0.7 know that he didn't make the weight. That's how you know he didn't make the weight.
That's sweet. At least they're giving you a heads up.
Yeah, they only do that for the cameras.
Rules are OTB.
Riley, peace and blessings, King. Salute.
You were getting at a good point.
As a business, like the dollar can't be the determining factor of any sport.
It's called prize fighting, so it's gonna be the determining factor. That's why it's called prize fighting, for the dollar.
But we as boxing fans, we gotta actually support. All these motherfuckers on YouTube saying that they're boxing. I'm a genius. I know this. I know that. I support typing away with your fucking thumbs. But in all actuality, you're not supporting a fucking thing. You're just talking about supporting. Probably don't watch half the fights. Half the people we chat with on YouTube. These motherfuckers is all capping, bro. They don't watch every fight. They're just here to talk shit on YouTube.
Yep, Zenith, you're absolutely right. When they rehydrate 20 and 30 pounds bigger, yes, it's an advantage, Zenith. But they got to make that weight as well. And when they make that weight, even though you rehydrate, a lot of times a hard training camp making that weight will still take its toll on you in the later rounds. Like if you've had a hard training camp, even if you rehydrated, you can it'll take its toll in the later rounds. Your stamina be off. Just do boxing. Peace and blessings, King. Welcome to the show.
What up, bro?
Yo, Zenith makes a good point. They're doing this shit for an advantage to begin with. Like I said earlier, it's literally.
Hold on, I'm gonna let you go out this, bro.
Right,
yeah, Nick J, it would, but it also will mess up a lot of money, Nick J. It's a lot of matchups that they won't, and if they had same day weigh-ins, a lot of people wouldn't make the weight, and it will mess it up. And then they all about money, Nick J, and they don't want nothing to mess up the money.
I'm gonna
tell y'all one thing that's crazy, right? The IBF has a 10-pound weight limit, right? But when's the last time y'all seen them enforce it?
They enforce it every title shot.
10-pound next day.
The IBF don't play.
Look,
IBF's the strictest. They got to. Them rules are the rules we should be going by.
When the last time y'all seen them enforce the next day 10-pound weight-in?
We haven't seen it lately because they're all unifications, and during a unification, them don't apply. But
they got on board. They done got on board.
Well, no, that's been that since the beginning, man. They've always scrapped it when it's a unification. That's been in their rules since the beginning. That's why
Errol Spence wanted to hurry up and get that WBC belt.
Yes, that's why he couldn't wait to unify. Get the IBF first, so I can stop with this 10-pound rehydration. It's an advantage either way. I think the 10 pounds, it should be fucking law in boxing. They should just go by the IBF rules. Everybody under the same rules. You guys aren't allowed to gain 24 pounds in one night, whatever the fucking case may be. You can't be blowing up all this weight. It's for a competitive advantage. And that's why the IBF is the dopest.
Doing this shit. We had athletes back in the day as well. We had
half these guys wouldn't be here. If the 10-pound shit was in effect with every fight, half these motherfuckers wouldn't make it. They're all superstars.
Talent totally different. The people that we think is so great, and a lot of these people that we glorifying right now in this sport, we would not be glorifying. That's why I never give everybody all the credit. But
you know something? Devin and Shakur will be up there with Boots right now. Devin, if we had a 10-pack, no, I'm serious. Devin and Shakur.
So who's the cream of the crop out of them? Out of them three? Boots, Shakur, Devin. Who you got?
No, and I heard him say Boots get as big as 160, 170.
No, well, he wouldn't be there neither. So what the fuck are we really talking about? They all doing it.
Oh, 1 second. You say what, OTB?
I done heard him say that Boots get as big as 160.
Yeah, he a big ass dude.
Man, put him in the 170. Put him in the 160-pound division.
No,
I met Boots.
Boots
he's a big kid.
Put him in the 170-pound division.
Boots,
about 160 all day.
Boots, hold on, man. Boots can make the weigh-in. OTB Boots comes in at 145 on a 147 scale, bro.
He do.
But they tell you, I done heard them say out of their mouth.
Boots don't rehydrate.
He will fight, and he can fight up to 154 right now. If they telling me that he can fight at 154 right now, then obviously he's walking around
power can fight
160 to 170.
But that segues into what you said with these divisions. There's too many fucking divisions. If these guys didn't have so many options and so many increments to shave down to or move up to, we wouldn't have as many division champions. Oh, you're an 8 division champion. My ass. That's a manufactured fucking thing.
I'm glad you said it. Look, he had 8
manufactured.
It only went 30 and only went up 34 pounds.
What the fuck are we talking about?
34 pounds. And you know, they always praise him, but Roy Jones did it best because Roy Jones went up 55 pounds. Roy Jones is the only.
That's great.
Roy Jones is the only fighter to start from junior middleweight and all the way and win a heavyweight championship. Roy Jones is the only fighter to do it. James Toney did it from middleweight. Roy did it from 154. But Pacquiao, he got 8 divisions with 36 pounds. Like, that's crazy. And really, he got 7. One of them divisions was an IBO. But they gave it to him anyway.
Okay, let me shout out everybody. First and foremost, shout out to you up. Shout out to D1, my man, Bullet Gibson, OTV boxing.
Thomas.
What up, Tom?
Also to the chat, and especially the women, the queens in the chat, Miss Arena, Nick J, Shawa, Leah. You guys' presence is always, your guys' presence is always a blessing. So and would love to hear from you because you guys get great insight as well too. I wanted to just piggyback off of what you said. You up, and I believe OTB as well was chronicling the fact that cash is king, and Zenith said it in the chat. I think cash is the reason why the money is the reason why you got people crunching down into weights like that, because now you make more money than you did back in the day. Back then you were fighting to sustain your family. Now you fighting to build wealth. And I think the reason why people go to divisions that are under them is because it makes it more easily for them to navigate it than it is in the divisions that probably border the line where they are. So I think we gotta really put a stipulation on how far you can actually hydrate up. So I don't think it becomes a disadvantage for the fighter that is normally in that weight class, and also it won't allow the fighter that's dropping down, because that's dangerous to go down and then go all the way up like that, man.
Hold on one second, shout out to Devin Sodas for the $5 cash out, man. Y'all, I appreciate that, y'all, man. Y'all keep the channel going, man. Peace and blessings. Thank you. Go ahead, Thomas.
And I mean, I will say whatever people say about fighters coming down and ballooning up and stuff like that. Yeah, there are advantages to gain and some disadvantages as well, but it takes an extreme amount of discipline to do that as well too. So we got to also recognize that some of these people, even though they're doing something that might be against the betterment of their health, they have extreme discipline because it's hard to be able to do something like that. So I think like they need to start regulating that in particular, because not only will it help advance the sport, but it also will help the damage that fighters do to their bodies in doing so to try to stay in a way, because clearly Errol Spence stayed too long in that division. Clearly Devin stayed too long in his division. I mean, his last fight against Kambosos, man, when I saw the way he looked, it didn't look right, bro. And I was like, man, what's going on? Now, of course, he went in the ring and he proceeded to beat the living daylights out of that dude. But I mean, it didn't look right on the scale. It didn't even look like he had much energy at the press conference, bro. And that's not healthy, bro. I don't care what nobody said. And that's why, anybody pressing for that fight, I understand what they're saying, but you know what you're looking at. And that was definitely his last fight. The Loma fight, how he squeezed that fight in, shows, like I said, speaks to that part. And that's why we couldn't see no weigh-ins, because hell, he was struggling to make the weight. So I feel it on both sides, man, but I always err on the side of somebody's better health and better well-being, man. So like, I'm not interested in Devin fighting at 135 no more, man. I want the very best of Devin in the ring, bro. And I want the very best of Devin going forward so he can do what he has to do to provide for his family. So I don't want to see that fight. I don't want to see him struggling to make weight. I don't want to see him cutting down and then ballooning up. I don't want to see that. And I think the boxing committees, they need to start seeing that they don't want to see that. And I think they need to be regulated. I think there need to be a council over all them Mickey Frickies, because they all crooked too.
Period.
So because you can use money to get positioning. You can use money to get belts and titles. And that's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be settled in the ring. That's where you're supposed to find all of this out. So I think I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead. You cooking, dog. I'm just saying facts, homie. Facts, because I want to see the kid at his best too. And shit definitely looks different when the size and reach advantage isn't there. You can't be so gullible to believe your guy is just shaving down like that just because he fought there and he wants to be glorious there. That ain't just why they do it. It's much more behind it than.
And my problem is that you have whole careers that's being shaped to benefit
Facts.
these fighters in these ways. Like, you understand? I
Facts.
don't have no problem with you doing it to progress. I don't have a problem with you doing it to gain your accolades. Do it and get out and get to where you naturally best suited at. But you shouldn't be, you understand? And I'll use my favorite fighter, Terrence Crawford, as an example. You shouldn't be naturally bigger, physically bigger, you understand? And then everybody that we see you fight at the 140-pound division where you become undisputed at. We can't assess that talent. We can't assess talent with boxing being this way. Because now we don't know what Devin gonna do when he get in there with somebody that's bigger than that's his size and literally as talented as he is. Like, no, I don't. I'll never be okay with that when I see these type of physical advantages, and that's obvious to me. As a Shakur Stevenson fighting the Oscar Valdez, where he got a 3-4 inch height advantage, a clear 50-pound advantage in the ring on fight night. And
bro, did you see how much bigger he was?
Reach advantage.
A lot. The reach advantage is big to me. That's the number one advantage somebody can have, having longer arms. Terrence Crawford can't do nothing about that. He's just naturally got long ass arms. But when you do it on purpose, that's when I start to raise an eye to it, and I get turned off by it. So that's probably the reason why I don't like half of these guys, because of how much fucking weight and size advantage.
Taylor. We could go on and on about fighters who are naturally bigger at that weight.
100 of them.
And they make it obvious to us. They tell us. Errol was clear. Oh, I walk around at 170 something.
Yep.
Well, what you doing at 147, good? Like, I'm curious.
Straight
like,
up.
they clear about this shit. So, no, I won't. Yes, I'll be a lot more critical of these fighters because I'm basing them when I see them in there with somebody that's their size, that's their weight naturally. And that's more acclimated to being that way, naturally.
I think that's why I'm such a big Tank fan. He's always fighting guys bigger than him.
But he big as hell too. You ever see Tank?
He's a big dude. Yeah, he's a big little guy.
Naturally, you understand? He a naturally big little. And if Tank wasn't boxing, Tank would be fat. Look at Tank fingers.
But look on Showtime, the last All Access, he was
fat dude.
He was 154. He was 154 on the scale with a 10-pound sweater on. That Coogee sweater had to weigh at least 10. So when he's in boxing shape, he's only about 145 to 150 max, absolute max. So 10 pounds weight fight.
Yo, that's why that fight can happen at 140, bro, and it can happen at 147 to me.
I'd rather see it at 40.
So what do we, the boxing community, say about a Tank who say I'm only fighting at 135 now?
Oh, fuck that. Go up and get them boys. Go take all their shit at 140 is what
that statement was cool
one by one
when they were there. When they all were there. That statement is past vogue now. You know, you gotta go where the fights are, man. You know,
hey, we need that. I smell something. You smell something?
Go up to 140. He's going to put a rehydration clause on them all at 140. They can prepare for that, and they should be within 10 pounds of 140. Go up there and take all their shit one by one, and he'll be the greatest ever. To me, anyways.
My fault. Because we were talking about like the height and the weight and stuff. What about guys like Sebastian Fundora? That he got a small frame, but he big as hell. He bigger than everybody in that division. You know what I'm saying? So you put him up to the next division, he getting slept. His chin little as hell.
I know he got smoked.
His ass on the basketball court and getting out.
Straight up, go run point somewhere, homie. We ain't trying to see your tall ass fight anyway. Shit look funny.
That's how we looking at in boxing. I said that, bro. We got very few boxers who have been trained and seasoned through the sport of boxing, through the amateur ranks. A lot of these guys that we looking at, just people that didn't make it in other sports.
Facts. And it comes to cutoff point where I know that it's unhealthy for you to make the weight. So your fucking team has got to know that it's unhealthy for you to make the weight, and it's time to move on. I get it. Boxing takes time. You see these guys only fight once, twice a year max, and only if they're superstars, because there's not enough support from the fans to have these guys fight 3-4 times because they want so much fucking money. It's got to be capped somewhere. They got to like UFC it. All you lesser ranked boxers that don't know nobody and nobody knows who the fuck you are, we're gonna have a fucking in-house thing where you come and fight at the same spot every week and just have fucking tournaments like amateur style. Because half of the guys, we ain't never gonna remember who the fuck they are at anyway, and they're not all great. That's what I think. Boxing should do something like UFC. Pay these boys less and make them fucking fight.
Well, hey, that might be a way to go. I also think that they should consolidate the belts, so that way you get more fights as well too, man. Because you know, when you know
they all should consolidate. Oh, that hurt my ears. She went throwing out. Yeah, they got to consolidate, man. All these fucking Mickey Mouse belts and garbage belts.
Hey, you say you pay less and throw them in there. 99% of boxers never make $1 million.
I know, dog. But I'm saying the lesser known ones. I'm not saying the superstars. I'm saying the
lesser known ones don't get shit anyway. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, well, maybe it would be better for them.
It's 0.08% boxers that ever receive $1 million for a fight. What I say
that's
is,
why they say levels.
What I say is that you can make them get more money. Is we can do shit like the Super 6 tournaments that they had.
Super 6,
like you know, talk like the Super 6 tournament, and you know the Super 6 tournament generated revenue for them fighters. So them fighters that was making 10 and 15,000, you put them all in there. It's more eyes to be on that. You can pay per view the Super 6.
They get 6.
We'll be getting more money right there. You can split it down and like have prizes and stuff for the winners and shit like that. But I also feel like it's Reaganomics, man. Like
it is, dog. It's all Reaganomics.
You get what you kill, and a lot of times I feel like we need to make it where money don't buy your rate, where your rate is what you earn.
Fight the shit out.
And I feel like that the top guys need to fight the top guys, like the number 1 fight, number 2, number 3 fight 4, 5. Like I don't believe you can sit there in your ranking and just have your rankings just sit there. You solid right there. You got people that's been in the top 5 and they ain't ever fight each other. Like, come on, man. Y'all
okay. We done let promoters get to a point where they own sanctioning bodies.
See, this is what I'm saying. You have the number 1 fight the number 10, the number 2 fight the number 9, number 3 fights 8, and all the way down. Have a little thing so that way we can constantly be moving in the rankings. Because you have people in the rankings that ain't fighting no ranked fighters. I feel like once you get in the top 10, y'all should be canceling each other out so y'all can go against the champion. And I feel like the champion should at least defend his belt twice a year. That's what I feel like.
Yep.
But if you don't have a promoter that's big enough or that's in cahoots with one of these sanctioning bodies, then you can stay on the bottom half of the totem pole and be 50-0.
And that's a problem.
Never get a title fight.
Like Jaime Munguia and damn Zerto. Like Zerto was 44-0 for fighting trash cans. Jaime Munguia is like 42-0. Like he had those serious fights since he been there. Like that's the stuff I be talking about. Ed McQueen, welcome to the stage, bro. Feel free to mark if you ready, sir.
Yo, boys, I gotta run for a minute. I'll be back very shortly, man. It was a pleasure. If I don't get back up with you, love, peace, and blessings. But I think I'll be right back. My son got a football game. I gotta say peace. Love.
All right then, man. Tell your son, man. Best of luck.
Ed McQueen, welcome to the stage.
What's going on, gents? I'm in agreement with everything that y'all are saying. That's why I like what David Benavidez is doing right now. He's not waiting around. He's like, yo, if I can't get the Canelo fight right now, I'm going to go ahead and fight Darrell. Then it was Plant. Now it was Boo Boo. That's what some more of these other guys have to do.
He need to stop ducking Morrell and give Morrell that smoke. That's what he need to do. That'd be a big fight for him. That's a pay-per-view fight right there. In the new age pay-per-views, it'd be King David versus King David. You got the Mexican Monster versus the Guantanamo Cyclone. Like you got the Mexican Monster versus the Cuban Nightmare. Let them two get in there because David Morrell said he with this action with that smoke. He said he told David Benavidez if you was in Cuba, they would have took your shoes already. Like, come on, he don't respect David Benavidez. And it's funny because before all this shit right here, David Benavidez was talking like he wanted smoke with the man
He was calling him pussies and all kind of stuff, bro. Like, wow.
Until Adios Jabrosi got put in a coma. Now he revisited fights that he didn't even want. Like the Boo Boo Andrade fight. People act like this is his first time. No. He was offered the Boo Boo Andrade fight over a year ago. But they backed out because they said it was too high risk and low reward versus Boo Boo. They asked for $10 million and didn't get it. Now they in a situation where either you fight Boo Boo or Morrell. So they picked Boo Boo as the lesser of the evil, which is crazy because they said, and I got a video that confirms it. They sat there and told us that if they don't get the Canelo fight, then they was fighting Morrell next. They said they signed a contract for Morrell, Boo Boo, and Plant. And they said that Morrell was next if they don't get Canelo. They didn't get Canelo, and now they ducking Morrell. And Morrell is calling them everything but childs of gods over there, man. And like David Benavidez, he talking about how Canelo ducking him. Well, okay. Canelo might be ducking you, Benavidez, where you think he was, because Canelo said after your after your Plant fight, Canelo said, hell yeah, we can do it. But you ducking Morrell. So you saying you getting ducked, but you ducking as well. Like, that's an oxymoron, ain't it? A duck that's ducking and getting ducked. Come on, man.
What about
Morrell
versus William
guys
Scott?
that are on a hierarchy. That's what it is. You got a bunch of guys where, in terms of profile, one is a little bit higher than the other one.
I mean, this man is the world champion.
And it's following the what's the name, and it's following the leader. No, I'm talking about in terms of profile. I'm not talking about stats.
Oh, I know, but I'm just talking about he's been the world champion since his fourth fight. Morrell has been the WBA.
Yeah, and a lot of people still don't know who the hell he is. And I think that's why he's got to get in there and mix it up and force his hands. I agree. Yeah, it would be nice to see him fight, but again, in terms of notoriety, popularity, and things of that sort. Personally, I think a Boo Boo fight makes more sense for David Benavidez. Stylistically, I don't think it's that great of a matchup for him because it has the potential for it to be bad. Now, of course, there are certain caveats like age and inactivity and so on and so forth. But stylistically, when I'm looking at both of these guys on film, one is superior in my personal opinion.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean he's necessarily going to win. But again, with David Morrell, it's like, all right, you fought Falco, what's his name, Falco Yamaguchi or whatever the guy's name was from Brazil, and he's a damn good fighter, an Olympian, but still nobody knows who the hell that guy is.
And he beat Uraboshi. Uraboshi was the more contender.
And nobody knows who the hell that guy is, and that's a problem.
But that's what I'm saying. Morrell has a following. He's done sold out his last two fights. So he's selling out in Minneapolis. He's selling out. And he's gained a little bit of a following, and even the other people said that would be a big fight, Morrell versus Benavidez. People taking notice of him. They taking notice.
But
I think it would be a great fight, but I don't know if it would be a big fight at this point. That's my concern. I think there's a distinction between the two.
So now let's just look at the landscape. We done had politics where timing, high risk, low reward have an effect on the product that boxing can give you. The money have an effect on the product that boxing can give you. You understand? Like, man, you talking about like, man, Henry Armstrong fought like 30 times in 1 month. In 1 year, my bad. In 1 year, 12 months.
Y'all know that Caleb Plant is
Come on, man.
I'm gonna let you
boxing, y'all.
Huh?
Yo, D1 trying to get back in.
Okay. Y'all know I'm gonna let OTB finish after this, but OTB, you know that they done sent Caleb Plant a contract. Morrell and them sent Caleb Plant a contract. They waiting to hear back from him.
I think that's a good fight for Caleb Plant. And I think it's a winnable fight for Caleb Plant. I ain't gonna get up here and say I don't feel like he couldn't win that fight. Caleb Plant can win that fight. Caleb Plant coming off a potential fight of the year candidate with David Benavidez when he did outbox him for a nice amount of that fight until he ran out of gas. So his biggest problem is going to be the gas tank. Now you
Well,
look
he's
at
going
David
up against a
Morrell,
real boxer now, a person that
who's
can
not
box.
equated to going 12 rounds.
I ain't got him going 12 rounds versus Morrell. He's going against a boxer that has power like Wilder and Tank and has the footwork, and he's slick. And he gets better each fight. Each fight, it goes less and less rounds.
Yeah,
The
Morrell
man
on
is
demon time.
awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Morrell is a monster, but Morrell got his flaws too.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah, he got some flaws too, and he got some flaws in the pocket that Caleb Plant can capitalize off of. But Caleb Plant got to be able to get in there and get out of there with that reach that Morrell got. That's
Hey,
gonna
that would be a great fight, bro. I wouldn't be opposed to that fight, man. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Got my money. I'll buy that fight in a second. I love Caleb Plant. Fight
Yo,
anybody.
I hope Caleb Plant does take
Slapping the
that
shit
fight.
out of people.
He talking
That's
about he
what I'm
going to
talking
Jamal Charlo fight, so he act like he ain't looking like, look, you can take this before the Jamal Charlo fight, nigga. Shit.
well, because Jamal is a more winnable fight for Caleb Plant.
Yes,
Caleb
he's
Plant
stepping up.
dog walk Jamal.
I
Now,
don't think so.
now Morrell is a 50-50 fight for me.
Nah, I think Morrell like a 70-30.
Morrell, wash him up. Morrell, touch him up. Morrell is
like
nice,
70-30.
nice.
What about
I
Morrell
don't think
versus
it's just a
William
matter
Scotto?
of the fight being easier for Caleb Plant with Jamal Charlo, but that storyline is already baked in. They already got that narrative in place. I think it's more so about selling a fight, selling a product, than it is an actual fight and the challenges that are being presented. With Morrell's kind of just like, all right, well, I challenge you to a fight. That's it. But now, if they have a whole all access, he showed a little scene where he smacked him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Interview clips that he did with $1 million worth of games. Like, all of that stuff is already there to be packaged up and presented to the people in an effort to sell the fight.
Yeah, but I think, you know, if that's not the next course, because we already know that Jamal's fighting somebody right now. So you want to stay active, why not fight the young bull coming up that's calling everybody out? You say you still in this. Yeah, he champ too. And he a champ. Yeah. So why not fight the man? And why not prove your medal? Make sure that you can get back all the way to Canelo, because he's trying to get back all the way to Canelo. And believe you me, Canelo not trying to take a fight that's gonna tarnish that crown where it says undisputed on his cap. So you know, if he can get back up there, he gonna feel like, I already beat this dude, I can beat him again. But you beat Morrell, you add your weight, because a lot of people pushing the steam on Morrell. So why don't you take the steam away from Morrell? Why don't you put the steam right back on you?
You the gatekeeper.
Morrell got that Reggie strap too. Go get that shit. Get you closer to the real thing.
Morrell got the world champion. That's the WBA world champion.
I think that's the real champ, in my opinion.
That's the real champion belt. The other one is
the regular champion has fucking Mandos. Has to fight for that belt.
Yeah,
that's what makes it champion.
It's not no regular champion. It's the world champion. The other one's the super champion.
Yep. I think the super champion's a participation trophy.
Yeah, it's more of like a designation. Similar to that franchise.
That's the tiara you get when you win the crown. When you win the
it's just like the franchise belt.
Exactly.
The WBA Super is like the franchise belt.
Same thing.
You don't have no bandos or nothing.
Yep.
And World Championship, the same one that Tank has, is the same one Morrell has, the world champion.
Ask any fighter that's in or around Tank's class which belt they want the most. Promise it's Tank's belt. Well, he can't even really get these dudes to say he wants to fight.
But now, because they didn't even have it. The only time the WBA Super came out is when Loma beat Linares, and then they elevated it to the Super when Loma did that.
Yeah, participation trophy for a fucking champion. Yeah. That's all it is.
The WBC did the same thing with that franchise thing, and that's why he was able to.
And that's why I said it's a franchise.
Shit, ain't no coincidence. He got dropped against Linares.
Yeah, I said bro.
He did.
It was protected.
Yo, I want to pose this to the off of what you said. I want to pose this to the panel and the chat. Now you said, like, given the fact that, oh God, hold up, man, I just lost my train of thought. Goodness gracious.
Fact, Zenith. It is the oldest belt in the sport, and
Exactly.
a champion had to fight a contender to keep that belt throughout the history of the sport. The rest of them shits are participation trophies for fucking champions.
Exactly, Zeta. That's the granddaddy belt right there. That
WBA red.
WBA world champion. That's the first belt. That's the granddaddy.
Yeah, no doubt. Not to mention the fact that Tio and Loma and what's the name wasn't undisputed because Devin had a belt that was quote unquote not super as well too. So it's only applicable when it uses to denigrate another fighter, man. We need to start that out. But you said about paying for positioning and jockeying for position and stuff like that to line up for fights and line up to be like mandatories or your ranking. Don't you think that there should be a rank and file collectively amongst the sanctioning bodies and somebody over the sanctioning bodies to ensure that this is upheld so that we can clean up the sport so that people do like get other folks out of the way, like if it was a Super Six, because a Super Six is almost like a playoff style bracket of boxing. We want to make sure we pit the top fighters against one another so we can go out there and we can settle it in the ring. I think that would be a great way to start clearing a lot of the mischief that go on in the sport.
Period.
Yeah.
And I
don't think that'll work because I feel like whoever you get to do it can still get paid off. Like boxing corrupt. Hey man, y'all ain't hear me down, man. Y'all smash that like button for a kid, man. We've been rocking for over an hour and a half. Hit that like button for your boy.
Smash that fucking like button.
I'm not asking for super chats, but at least hit the like for me, man. Appreciate it. Peace and blessings.
Facts.
Nah, because this right here, this the chat and the panel will y'all cooking, bro, and the chat been cooking as well. So I think it deserve a like. I think you guys should like yourselves because you guys have been cooking and adding to the damn gumbo. You've been putting the roux together, putting the damn andouille up in there, the chicken, the crab, the lobster, the okra. I don't know, some people might not like that, but y'all putting it together. So let's put it together on a like scale too. You know what? I have governed myself accordingly. I have hit the appreciation button.
Me too.
And yeah, Brian King B, I be losing it sometimes, man, because I got so much ish flowing through my mind. I'm trying to get out, man. But then somebody else will say something and be like, damn, that's a good point, bro. So I lost it. But yeah, I got it back.
Zena, to your point though, Zena, if you know what it is, people fall in love with these particular distinctions that go along with it, like super franchise and this, that, and the third. So you got folks that'll prioritize those particular titles over titles that have been long standing in the sport for God knows how long now.
Well, it's
because of the way it sounds.
Because they issue another belt and fans know enough to pick just one belt that matters. That one's got the super title to it. So naturally they're going to go to the highest thing and say that's what matters. When in all reality of the fucking fact is you have to fight to keep a belt since the start of fist throwing. You have to fight the next mandatory challenger to that belt in order to call yourself a fucking champion. This shit with belts with no mandatory is fucking goofy. The champion has mandatories. Period.
The problem with that is in a 3-belt era, you could be a person's mandatory for 20 years, and they don't have to fight you. So now we looking at a distorted way of the same fucking problem we got in the 4-belt era that we got in the 3-belt era.
Yeah, it's just one more belt to have fucking confusion and to
have a reason not to fight somebody.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So you got a fighter like you back then. You had a fighter like Aaron Pryor who was Sugar Ray mandatory for like 6 years.
Fighting for it.
Paid him to come spar with him, but when it comes to the belt, I ain't fighting you for that belt. But I give you more money than Aaron Pryor say he ever made in a fight.
It even started before that.
With Sugar.
Back when white champions, back when white champions didn't have to fight black guys because they would fight them on the side, and it wasn't a title fight. That's when all these scraps started getting made up.
Because I'm gonna tell you another thing. Look at Charlie Burley. He was Sugar Ray Robinson's mandatory for like 8 years. Sugar Ray ducked Charlie Burley. Sugar Ray Robinson ducked the murderer's row.
Yep.
He would not give none of the time, and they been his mandatory. But Sugar Ray Robinson is the pound for pound greatest of all time. So let's say, but he ducked Charlie Burley and the murderer's row.
He did for a while. He did.
So retired from boxing and went to go act, so he didn't have to fight dude.
Yo,
bad motherfucker, boy. Think about it. When you got a bad motherfucker running from another bad motherfucker, how bad is the motherfucker that's making the bad motherfucker run?
Look, and these motherfuckers are so bad, they fought each other because nobody else would fight the murderer's row. They were fighting each other.
Hey, I was just about to say, because you brought that up, they should really make a documentary about that time so they can segue that to the problems that's plaguing boxing still to this day, showing you how like you
said, I ain't fighting them boys. That's what
all of them boys was something fierce, boy. They ended up fighting each other.
The whole murderer's row. The only people that beat them was themselves. All their careers, they was undefeated against everybody but themselves.
Yeah, because they beat the shit out of everybody else. There was nobody else.
They destroyed everybody else. They had to fight each other. Charlie Burley,
that's part of the beef that I got with these young boxers. They don't even want to fucking fight for their spot.
That's how life level you out.
They don't want to fight to say, okay, I went and took a belt from each one. That's why people talk shit about Canelo's run to undisputed. I don't know. He beat 4 champions. I granted they weren't all the cream of the cream, but he beat 4 champions, and he's holding them shits. He's ducking around, but Canelo's run to undisputed was more impressive than some's.
Well, I think all of this just speaks to the business of boxing, especially with Canelo. That example you just gave him.
160 if he didn't duck Boo Boo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a bad motherfucker that made another bad motherfucker run. So
I think Saul the man wants to fight all of these guys, but Canelo got handled. That's why I be looking at a lot of these fighters. These guys, I split them in half like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like they want to get it in, but they handle it.
Hard to get up and train when you wake up.
Tear the whole sport down.
It's hard to get up and fight a young killer when you're waking up in riches.
A universal point system. People don't even know how to judge fights.
Nope.
Judges don't know how to judge fights.
Facts. Hey, that is definitely facts. That is definitely facts.
This shit crazy.
Dave Moretti should be executed for some of his fucking scorecards.
And then speaking on that, piggybacking off of that, OTB,
I'm surprised
the judges ain't even judging the damn fight right, bro. Something got to be done with that.
Tear this shit down and rebuild it from scratch.
Yes. That's why I wish somebody like Floyd would say, yo, I'm starting my own shit. Come get it.
So with that, D1, do you think that they should also, if somebody's doing that, should they make the scorecard be available on the fight where it's on screens where people can see too?
Yeah, and then they should be forced to write down the score round by round like it's intended. But they don't. They'll let like 4 rounds go. If there were close rounds, they'll fill them scorecards out at the end of the fight. According to the overall fight, a lot of them can't be scoring single rounds because if you possibly see what you see, there's no fucking way, dude. We all got good judge of fighting, and what we think the fight was, it probably fucking was. The judges are just participants, man, to make the betting line go.
Big fact.
Yeah, especially in the fight with. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say this on a micro level. These guys aren't even looking at this shit from exchange to exchange. It really is a matter of who left the last impression. And you got some fighters that are extremely smart, like Sugar Ray Leonard used to steal a lot of rounds at the end. Let off a little flurry and boom, boom, boom. That's the last thing the judges see. We're gonna go with that, and we kind of disregard the rest of the 2 minutes and some odd seconds that we'd seen previously.
But we'll know if we know that, he just got docked a point because of this. He just gained a point because of this.
Well, I think the direction we're going into with all these cell phones and social media and shit, when they get this shit all to just an app and it's not pay-per-view every single fight or however they get it, we should be able to vote. Like everybody watching the fight has got a phone in their hand. There's no question about that. Take the fucking fans vote. We can get the votes in so fast. They can't, you know what I mean? Just like a percentage poll. You're voting live. Let the
Period.
fans decide
And it
that
should
shit.
have an effect on the determination of the facts.
Exactly, man.
Because
We
you
should be
have a
a
problem selling the
scorecard.
sport.
We should be one of the scorecards. Have two judges and let the fan scorecard, or the fan scorecard be the deciding one.
And what
Because
better way to
fans
sell
know.
this sport other than integrate the fans?
Yes, dude. Yes, that's
Like
In
112.
addition to that, do y'all think that the judges should be able to watch the fight from a different vantage point too? Because there are things that we see from a broadcast that they don't see because they're from a
Yeah,
fixed position.
exactly. They should have a judge or somebody watching that shit from the same angle we watch it from as fans.
just
They
like
could do a
in
lot more
other sports where
for sure.
you know how like the replay booth is in like New York and shit, they
Yep.
be like
Yep.
they're calling
Headquarters.
it. You need
Straight
another
up.
judge somewhere else who's not impacted by the environment, who's not impacted by the promoter who's sitting right behind him, who's not impacted
Who's
by all of
and
these
they're
things that have an effect on how these guys are judging these fights.
and they're all impacted by the almighty fucking dollar. So if we stop
Period.
spending
Fact,
our dollars
fact,
on the fuck shit, they'll stop giving us fuck shit.
Period.
facts.
It's all
Period.
money,
This was
man.
a good ass show, man. I gotta get up
Straight
out of
up.
here.
I
I
love
appreciate
talking to you,
rocking
OTB.
with all of y'all, man. Y'all know what it is. Up the family, the Brody. I'm out, bro.
Facts, homie. Peace out.
Yeah,
Peace,
good
respect, bro.
stuff, LTV.
OTB knows his shit about this sport, bro. That's my
Yeah,
dog right there.
he do it too through a lens of, objectivity, bro. I don't like when you so blinded by who you rock with that
Yeah,
you let
fandom.
that skew your whole perception of thought. Depth of perception is everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? You show me something better, I'm inclined to believe it. And that's just the bottom line. If it can be verified and it looks true, I'm gonna rock with it. I ain't gonna be over here just saying some nonsense. I'm definitely not. Man, my uncle used to tell me he got to slap me for saying something stupid somebody else said, bro. So I don't want to go through those moments, bro. So I
Facts.
don't say stuff. I just don't repeat stuff that just don't make sense because it sound good or it big up something that I'm rocking with. So
Yeah,
yeah, I feel you. And like this sport is a beautiful sport in its purest form, in its
the
essence, but
beautifulest.
it's
It is.
been skewed away from it. And like you said, the chronicling of this can go back to the murderers' rose day. Why couldn't them man get fights when they were skilled enough to take down champions?
Because it's all popularity too, man. It's
It goes back before
popularity
even further
equals
than
money.
that. Like
I'm
D1
pretty
had
sure it
pointed out
do.
before, man. Like Jack Dempsey was avoiding guys, man.
Oh yeah, they
There's
were
certain guys that
protecting
wouldn't fight,
him.
like, yeah, no,
I I
not
don't
fighting
know
this black dude.
if it's always the fighter. It's 90% of the time it's their fucking team.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean they got the high paid matchmakers. They know who's gonna win the fights before they even happen, man.
Yeah, but
They
I mean, you
until
got
the
to
highest
stop that.
level. I
Yeah,
know.
you got to stop that. That's got to be stopped. And like that's what I'm saying. Like there's got to be a way where they can regulate who does these matches and who makes these matches and where these people get ranked instead of paying for it. Like you shouldn't be able to show up to a convention and
With a
pay for
hundred
your spot. Yeah,
facts.
you know what I'm saying? Because some people got deeper pockets than others, so they can
Should
move up
have
higher than others. That don't mean nah. That don't make sense. You
no,
put
it
them in the
don't.
ring. You let them go out. And that's like the money as the money scales up, the effery follows along. It starts scaling up. And I'm tired of being effed. Ain't no
Yep.
way we shouldn't be getting these fights. And I don't want to hear this wrong side of the street stuff neither. Now I know it's applicable because that's what we're in, but man, we got to do away with that too. They got to start making these people fight. And the only way you really make them fight is if the sanctioning bodies start ordering this stuff and hold to it. And they can't be doing no F stuff too, just because they getting their palms greased. And also, if they gonna tax you for them damn belts, then that money that they collect need to be put up to help boxers that's going through the sport that have made this sport ascend to the height it is where you can gross the money you get to have some stuff for them for things go wrong. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be that way, man. Everything should be for a reason.
That should
It
No.
be.
shouldn't
It
just
definitely
be to
should
make
be.
money.
Yeah,
To
but
that point you just said about the belts, it even goes further than the belts because I had to go do some research for clarification in regard to what they charge for challenges. And some of these sanctioning bodies, they tax the challenges too. It's like a
Hell
2%
yeah.
oh
fee,
yeah,
something like that.
everybody's paying. This
Don't you
is a
know
pay your
when
way
Terrence
sport.
Crawford and Errol
You gotta pay.
fought for undisputed, right? The sanctioning bodies got 24% of that purse because they got
Fucking
12%.
crazy.
They got 12% from Errol, 12% from Terrence Crawford, so they got 24%. So if them
That's a
boys
lot of
made
money.
50 million, right? That means that
Yep.
they would have got 12.5 million. But them
It's
boys made about
crazy.
70 million. So when they
That's
made about
fucking
70 million, that's 35. They made about $18 million off
yep.
that fight.
That's why Floyd never went for undisputed because the shit costs too much fucking
Yeah,
money. You're not taking.
That's why
You're
Tank
not.
don't be going for belts
I
because
know you're
Tank
not
don't
taking
want
all
to pay
that
that
shit.
money.
It's too much, dog. It's way too much. 3 fucking
Exactly.
percent. You should get a flat fee and that's it. Here, we give you 50K for this one. Fuck out of here with that 3%. Fucking Tank's 3% is a lot different than any other fighter's 3%. He sells.
Man,
He
yeah,
pushes the needle
yeah,
forward. He should not
yeah.
have to
No,
pay 3%. The popular champions, it should just be a fucking pay table.
But
You
see,
should know.
Canelo, he has a flat fee he gives.
Yeah, because his 3% ain't nothing like the other champions' 3%.
Yep.
Not even in the
Canelo
same
say, "Look,
fucking
I ain't paying
ballpark.
y'all all this."
Nah, fuck out of here. You get
Canelo
3%
would
between
threaten,
all four of you.
he would threaten to drop that shit
I
too.
don't even care. I don't even care. I not paid all of that.
Yeah, he
You
ain't
didn't
paying
get
for
your
that
eyes in
shit.
the ring to fight. I keep my
Look,
money.
hell yeah, Canelo make 40 million a fight. They taking motherfucking down 15 to 12 million. Hell no, he ain't going for that.
Yeah, I ain't going for that. I ain't fighting. Fuck it. And that's what I'm saying. It's a corrupt, dirty game, man, and that's why
I
I
think
love it and hate it all at the same time.
I think they said Canelo gives each of them $1 million
Yeah,
each
here you
fight.
go. I didn't hear that, but that sounds about right. Because what
Yeah,
other
4 million.
champion you're gonna
Because
where you gonna gouge?
they say he pays about 4
Oh,
million, so that's $1 million apiece.
here's
It's a
another
lot of
thing that I
fucking money,
wanted
man.
to ask you
A
guys
lot of
about too,
money.
man, because you made this comment, and this is so true, because I've heard other people, even boxers themselves, say it. You say very few people touch $1 million in a fight,
Very few.
and even
99.3 fighters never receive $1 million
God
check.
damn, it's
so,
damn
how are
right.
we getting fighters who aren't big draws saying they making 20 and something 30 million off of a
Al
fight?
Heyman.
Because they're
So,
not.
Al Heyman.
Frank Martin's biggest payday was 250,000.
Yeah, and
That's
that's why it
Frank
was
Martin's biggest
appalling.
payday.
That's
so
why it
you
was
mean to tell
appalling
me
for him to
that?
turn that shit down.
Yeah, you.
Eastside Cruz biggest payday was 25,000 until he fought Tank. He got 600,000.
That's why he want to fight. See,
He
you can
probably
tell
got
or
more
make
than
you
that in
figure
the
that
long
know
run.
that the power of fighting for money because that fool will turn down anything that will get him a great fight to fight Tank. So you know he got broke off in that fight. Like he ain't
What
never
he's
got broke off before.
He went
the
from
boxers
25,000 to 600.
the boxers know what time it is. They know why they're here. It's us that do all this talking and bullshit.
And y'all
That's
know,
why they
look,
look at Tank like a fucking god.
I'm gonna tell y'all some fun facts right here. Mikey Garcia never received $1 million until he fought Errol Spence,
Yep.
and he
Yep.
received 17 million in that fight.
Whole bunch of fucking
Sean
money.
Porter never received $1 million until he fought Earl Spence.
Facts.
Keith Thurman never received $1 million until he fought Pacquiao.
Yeah, because the popularity rules.
All them fights Keith did never got $1 million. He was getting 800,000, like 850.
And think
But
about how hard some of them fights were compared to fights
yeah,
they get big paydays in. It's crazy. It sucks that it's
Lamont Peterson, his whole career never got $1 million until he fought Earl Spence. I think he got like 2 million.
yeah, see, like boxing is set up kind of like society. Either you got it or you
Ugas, he
don't.
got his first meal versus Pacquiao, and then he got paid with Earl. And your Dennis
Yep.
Ugas, he ain't get but like 1.5 or 2 million versus Pacquiao. Pacquiao got the rest.
What do Ugas just get paid? Like 750 for Barrios?
I think he got like 550. I think he got like 550. I think that's what they said. But I know he got 10 million versus Earl.
Yeah, well, I'm straight. It's hard to get up. I don't know how. I commend these champions being
Hey,
able to
look,
get up
yeah,
out of
this
these
is
nice
what's
ass
funny.
seats.
This is the funny thing about it, though. Y'all remember, didn't nobody want to fight Earl? But after Mikey Garcia fought Earl and got that $17 million, you see everybody wanted to walk in the ring with Earl did. You got Danny
Yeah,
Garcia saying, look, I'm getting that ring. Because
my
Danny
bad.
walked away with like 15 million versus Earl.
God damn, Danny too got that big ass
Him
payday
and
from
Danny
her.
did 350,000 buys.
Oh yeah, they're paid off that.
And
I
then,
got
they beat Canelo in the gate that year. Remember,
yeah,
Earl and Danny
yep,
had the top gate that year.
yep. That's another thing. Them gates, they don't lie.
Yep.
How much money them fighters make at the gate tells how high they are in the rank of us fans and boxing as a whole. When you start
Exactly.
doing
Yep.
And the
$20 million gates,
PBC, the PBC just did
come on,
3
man,
fights with $20+ million gates. That's unheard of. Look,
unheard of.
and look,
We got a really good
they
year
done got
this
the
year.
top, they put 3 fights in the top 10 for Gates this year. Because the top tens was around the lowest one. I think Tank and Ryan, I think they came in at number 5. Like the bottom
Yep.
3 was around 17, 18,000. I mean 17, 18 million. And PBC did 3 over 20. So all 3 of them fights this year are on the top 10 Gates list. They did more than
Damn,
Wilder Fury, and Wilder Fury did like 17.
damn, Wilder Fury did 17 in the US, right?
Yeah, and that's what's
They
crazy.
fought.
Wilder Fury did 17 in the US with 20,000 fans, right? Wow. AJ and Klitschko did 11 million with 100,000 fans in the UK.
Yeah, they were giving them tickets away with soup cans and shit, just like they did with
Now they
Earl
had
sometimes.
100,000 people there, 100,000
Or
people,
or
but they only
Canelo.
did 11 million.
Yeah, but in the UK they only charging like $8 a head to get in that joint. ten
Well, in
dollars a
the
head.
UK, pay-per-view is only 25
I
pounds.
know they treat their fans a lot better. American greed, man. That's all I can say about that. American motherfucking greed.
But that's why you see every fighter wants to come over here and fight.
Yeah, because it's the Mecca. You know where the
This
money's
where
at.
you gonna get
Vegas
paid.
here.
This is where
Vegas
you
here.
get paid at over here.
Straight
You
up.
don't get paid like you get paid in America.
Yep. Yep.
That's why a lot of them fighters want to come over here so they can get that bag. Anthony
Fact.
Joshua's gonna get his biggest payday versus Andy Ruiz. He got popped.
You need me to come now? Give me 1 minute. My bad. My son.
I wouldn't be surprised if my guy Anthony Joshua was a little bit relieved when he actually lost. 'Cause I saw the
Yeah, straight up.
article where they were saying when he fought against Joseph Parker, he had paid over 1 point something million pounds in sanctioning fees.
The fuck was that?
They was
Hey yo,
taxing
the
the
door
shit out of.
shit.
Man, who the fuck stepping on crows and shit?
Oh no, I'm outside. That was a what's name? That was
And stepping on
That was a
barking
what?
spiders.
You
Barking
said it was a
spider,
what?
dog.
What he said was?
Frog, the door.
He
Yo,
said he
no, I
outside.
stepped
What he
on a
said it
leaf.
was?
No, I stepped on a leaf, and then that was a siren that just went by.
Man, that shit sounds like an ass clap.
Nah, ain't no ass
definitely.
clapping out
Yo, Ant, you going live on Casual tonight?
here. Yes, sir. Man, you asked me to get the
What time?
IG
No, no, no,
portrait.
no, 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 no. And don't try to
Right.
defer it now,
I ain't gonna
dog.
see
You've
it.
been saying you've been coming on for the longest, bro. You coming home tonight or not, bro? He wanna know.
No, I'm saying we going live tonight because I
What
already
Okay.
got
time?
the
After
footage
the
and
rise?
everything chopped up. Yeah, after the
All right.
rise, we'll be on.
All right, well,
So
everybody,
whenever
y'all
that
go ahead
is.
one by one, give y'all last thought, because y'all know
I
Just Do
got
It
you.
about to come on.
My last thought is fucking fans, pay attention to them fucking straps. The lineage matters. If a champion don't have a fucking Mando, he's not a champion. I'm gone. Peace and blessings.
All right. Who next?
I'm
All
gonna go
right,
next,
Lucy.
man. Oh no, you
Okay,
go,
good.
go, 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 Ant. No, go, Ant. I'm
Salute
tired
to
to something.
everybody that was up here. I was just sitting back listening to y'all talk, man. Y'all talk about the old fighters, the Murders Road, and y'all brought it up to the David Benavidez, Duck and Morrell. Then y'all brought it up to all different things and why the sport is in the hindrance and how we can make it better. So I'll just sit back listening this time rather than we just going into talking about fighters, ducking this and fight. You know what I'm saying? We was talking about a bit of everything and a multiple of topics. So I thank y'all boys for putting me up on knowledge and things like that. I always support all y'all channels. You know, y'all boys do y'all thing always, y'all, you know. So
Yeah, it's boxing
Salute
talk,
and
baby.
respect and love to everybody. You know what I'm
Boxing
saying? That's
talk.
how I look
That's
at
what
it.
real boxing talk is, man. Not all about this ducking shit. You feel me?
All
All right, well, I'm gonna go on and oh, my bad, you wasn't finished. My bad, Bullet. Go ahead, finish off, bro.
Bullet gone.
Oh, Bullet gone? Well, all right
Mm-hmm.
then. Shout out to my main man Bullet. Shout out to the Brody D1, OTB, and McQueen, the historian, the upper echelon man, and also to the lovely people that graced us in the chat, man. I appreciate the fact that we can come up here and just discuss the thing that we love and not have so much emotion laced into where we start becoming disrespectful, where we can start finding out ways that we can help make the sport advance for the better. So I think that's the key, trying to figure out how to, hold boxing accountable to give us the sport that we indeed like, and try to find ways where we can affect the change. But thanks again for the platform. Everybody have a wonderful day. Enjoy your weekend. And Nick J, if you still up in here, I'm looking forward to the stew tonight.
All right, did Ant go already? Ant McQueen, you give your last thought already?
Nah, I just want to say I appreciate you, gents. Another great show. I got to catch up on the upper echelon man because I had dozed off the other night watching terrible Tubi movies, and I had the intention of being up to watch it. So I'm definitely going to catch that one on the replay. Appreciate everybody on the panel, everybody in the chat. Catch y'all on the flip side.
All right, man. I'd like to thank all y'all for coming out, man, to the upper echelon. I shout out to my guy Zenith, that whole boy, Jonathan Parks, OTB, great show. Mama Bear, Shawah Allah. Thank you, Queen, for everything that you do. Glad you back. Hidden Dog, EB Sweat a Lot, Brian King, Frequent Flower, Nate Dog, appreciate you up on the panel today. J.A. Dixon, Thomas Hill, appreciate you on the panel. Brian King, Ariana, I'm glad you over here. You do so much for the channel. Thank you so much. Shamika Jackson, I'm glad you here as well. I love when the queens come in. That's why I have the queens cooking, and I like the fact that y'all here shows that women like boxing too, and women are good in sports as well. Aunt McQueen, appreciate you up on the show today. Rick Timms, peace and blessings always, King. I think that's about it. All things, my guy, all things, always the first one in, last one out. Ping one, peace and blessings. And if I missed you, man, shout out to y'all, man. You still part of the upper echelon family, man. And I appreciate every one of y'all. I don't know if EBT coming on, but I know Just Do is. So, go get your Just Do a boxing right now, and y'all know.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Trying to catch me a op, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-pound rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK or anybody kill. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. 7.62 gon' split em. LPN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner. 5.0, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops Draco. I got them all, you don't want no. I got all those shit, nigga. bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sonny Monster for a reason. I'm